2.8 mixed operations. We're just going to show you now that you know how to multiply, divide, add, and subtract real numbers, negative and positives. Now you can do it all in one time. So remember the rules. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or what it stands for is parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. That's the order of operations. So we look over here, we're looking at these two things right here. You got a -6, a -2, and a ×5. So we're going to do multiplication first. Multiplication says this right here, this -2 times a +5 is a -10. So you have a -6 and a -10. You just pretty much combine like terms. Negatives can be like terms. This is 16 negatives. Right over here, obviously this exponents is first. You got a -7 times itself. So a -7 times a -7 is a +49. So it wants 8 and the opposite of 49. So this is 8 and a -49. And remember, 8 positives cancels 8 of these positives, cancel 8 of these negatives. So you're just left with 41 negatives. Right here, then you now go into something where it says, evaluate, which just basically evaluate means substitution. So we're going to sub in for A, this 3.6. So I'm going to put this in 3.6. And for B, this -1.2. So minus a -1.2. We put those parentheses in so you don't miss a negative sign. We got 3.6 plus 1.2. So you plug in there and, figure everything up here up, right? So right here, 3.6 positives, 1.2 positives. That's 4.8 positives. Now you have this 4.8 positives divided by a -4. So positive divided by a negative is negative, and 4.8 divided by 4 is 1.2. So you get a -1.2 for your answer. So that's pretty much 2.8, and I'll look at 2.9. 2.9, we're doing like terms, and these are real number coefficients. So what we're talking about is these are like terms because they're both y to the first terms, but now we're not going to have just a positive and a positive. Okay, we're going to have like a -9y and a +2y. And I write this all the way out like this, -9y, this is what it means. -y. These are 9 negative y's, +2y, these are 2 positive y's. So what happens is one negative y and one positive y cancel. This one negative y, this positive y cancels. And you're left with this many negative y's. That's 7 negative y's. So that is -7 y's. You're going to have to do this throughout the whole book. So over here, I'm going to change my pen color here. It doesn't matter. Okay. So you have a -1x and you have a +6x. Those are like terms. If you have 6 x's and you take away an x, that's 5 x's. These two right here combine to be that. You have 7 negatives and you have 4 positives. So 7 negatives, 4 positives. 4 positives cancels 4 positives here. And you have a -3. So you have 5x minus 3. The most difficult problem they're going to do is they're going to say simplify and evaluate, which means you have 2 answers. So when we simplify, we're going to combine like terms. Here you have 3x and a -x. 3x minus an x is 2x. And then you just have the lone y term, -2y. This is one of your answers. Then you're going to substitute. That's what evaluate means. -1 goes in for x. -2 goes in for y. Okay? When you multiply this right here, 2 times negative 1, you get negative 2. When you multiply this right here, negative 2 times negative 2, you get a positive 4. And 2 negatives and 4 positives gives you 2 positives. That's your answer. So basically that's the lesson, a couple of lessons in under 6 minutes, and we'll work on these and give you a little bit more practice.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.